Hi YouTube. I thought I'd do a quick video on some time-saving tips for herpers like myself that you all might already do or might help you out if you don't do it. One thing I like to do is I like to take my dry ingredients for my roach chow or your cricket chow or whatever you're mixing up, and I like to pre-grind them ahead of time. You can grind them up as coarse or as fine as you want. Go ahead, put them right back into the same container that they came out of, or put them in a labeled Ziploc bag. And when you get ready to make up a batch, you can use as little or as much as you like, and you've already got that that already ground up for you. So that's a time-saving tip. Okay, another quick tip. I'm sure most herpers, unless you're very, very new, are using water crystals for your feeder animals, your crickets and your roaches. Hopefully, no one's still paying that expense for that expensive cricket quencher or whatever it's called. But anyway, what I find is that it's easier for me to make it by the gallon, make a whole bunch at the same time, but then keep it in a smaller container. This what is this, half a gallon thing, because it's easier to pour instead of having that great big gallon jug trying to pour into my little bitty containers, and you won't have to take them out the rack. So that's is not using them so much. That's my tip, because I'm sure that most of us are using them, but just keeping them in a smaller container. Whenever you're dealing with your animals, you always want to have your hands sanitized, especially if you have different species like I deal with. So I like to always have on hand sanitizer. This is both a time saver and a money saver. You can buy this container. It has sanitizer in it. Buy soft soap, or you buy anybody, and it was sticking on the wall, but I changed rooms so it doesn't stick, but it still is full, has boxes in it. So you just squeeze it in between your herbs, and before you even touch your first herb, go ahead and sanitize your hands. And most definitely, whenever you're changing out species, it's good to just have sanitizer on hand, whether it's this type or the pump type, where you're not necessarily having. I don't like the squeeze type for this situation, because now you're touching the bottle, and it's just easier to use your arm, forearm, or whatever, and just squeeze some into your hands. Sanitize your hands and keep everybody safe. So that's a safety tip and a money saving tip and a time saving tip all in one. Okay, this tip is I have two tips in one on this video. This is just a standard putty scraper, paint scraper, what have you. When you're cleaning out your enclosures, it's really good. Just make a good scrape, and it just pops anything that's stuck right on out. And you just dump it. Saves time. Don't have to go back and forth scrubbing, letting things soak. This is, I love this item. This is a steamer. You can use any brand. Most of you can get them pretty cheap now. They don't use any chemicals, just water. That's all. They come with long cords, or some of them are even cordless now. And you just steam your enclosure, leaves it fresh smelling. You don't have to worry about any chemicals. You don't have to worry about any residue being left behind. You don't have to worry about anything hurting your animals or getting them sick. This is a definite must in the safety area, and also in just a time saver. So. Okay, another tip is, I hope everyone's weighing their animals at least once a month. Um, so obviously, my tip there is to make sure whenever you do your weekly cleaning, because I do mine weekly. I don't weigh weekly. I weigh anywhere from bi-weekly to monthly, unless I see a difference or a drop in weight. Then I'll start doing it weekly. It's good to just go make sure that you got your scale whenever you get ready to do your cleaning, and also have you a pen and paper handy just to jot down stuff. And or that's what I usually do. I just jot it down on a piece of paper, then I go back and I put it in my tablet under my notes. But if you're cleaning or you're feeding or you're watering, and you see something that's odd, and you do a quick weight, just to check, and you see a difference, and say it wasn't a scheduled thing, it's also good to always have this around. This is a grease pencil. It will write on, I don't know any surface it won't write on. and it's good to have. And then it just comes right off, kind of like a dry erase marker, but it writes on plastic and glass. So this is a great tip. Keep a ink pencil around, an ink marker around. Okay, that's that. This is actually my next tip. Is just and it's always here. Is beside your, wherever you're keeping your animals, at least in the room, and it don't have to be beside it because I have mine all over the place, my animals all over the place. But um, it's good in that room to have like a one of these this is a sterilite drawer thing, so that you have at your disposal things that you may just need, to get your hands on, to keep all your supplies and stuff together in the same place. Seems like such a small thing, but it's not. Your timing and your scheduling is everything, along with your consistency for your reptiles. Set a date, whatever day it is on a month, if it's every Monday, every other Monday, Saturday, whatever day, the 15th of each month. Set a date, be consistent for your reptile's sake. Do your cleaning, your weigh-ins, do all your maintenance for your animals, for their health, for your record keeping, and just for overall maintenance of your collection. That's one of the most important things that you can do for your animals and for yourself. That is a time and maybe even life-saving tip.